Welcome to another round of Global Innovative AI lecture series and more. And today we're going to welcome another round of global innovative startups that are coming from Pakistan. This is part of QSTP's initiative, the QSTP Global Innovation Link, Pakistan edition. So from today and the coming 2 days, there will be 5 startups who will be presenting in this lecture series. So today we will hear from 2 startups. So without further ado, let me call on stage Aridian Technologies.
Hi everyone. First of all, thank you very much for making your time to attend our lecture series. And thank you very much QSTP, Qatar, Embassy of Pakistan, everyone who gave us this opportunity to present ourselves here in Qatar, to learn more about the Qatar's digital infrastructure. Where are the areas that you guys are doing fantastic and where we can jump in and collaborate with you guys and present the opportunities in order to achieve the digital agenda of 2030 that is being set by Qatar. So first of all, it's a great pleasure to present our company on this stage. So we are representing Aridian Technologies. I am Waheed. I am co-founder and director of data services at Aridian Technologies, as we are more focused on data, innovation and AI. So it's my primary domain where I have been working with international companies, and I have already served previously with the Federal Highway Authority of USA. I have been working for Local Pensions Partnership Department of UK, and I have a vast experience of serving Middle East, Europe and USA in the public sector as well as in the private sector. So similarly, I have around 7 years of experience specifically on the Microsoft technologies on AI and data engineering, and I got a vast experience of around 6 years in the company as a director of data services and managing a team and working worldwide around with the different data teams and other companies. Thank you very much. With me, this is Choudhary, and she will introduce herself.
Hello and assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Choudhary, and I have experience in the data for last 20 years in the US market. I have recently completed my PhD in data science and data analytics from US Capital University. I have experience with AI director from EY, which is a consulting company, Ernst & Young, and now I am dedicated as acting CEO with Aridian Technologies, and our vision just moving forward with the improvement and bringing our vision into the action.
So talking more about Aridian Technologies, we were just 5 university students who were working, who were studying together, and we had a dream of doing the business together. So it would be a true example, a decade of friendship to business conversion opportunity, where we university students and we were friends, and we started this business back in 2019 as a proper established entity, and we are registered since 2017 during our graduation in the Pakistan as an established entity, and we started working by then. And then in 2020, the COVID was in the market, and opportunities, more global opportunities were open for multiple service providers. So we got an opportunity to serve the GCC region. More specifically, started in 2020. We worked for Abu Dhabi Islamic International Bank. Similarly, we have served business intelligence solution to Al Ahli Hospital in Qatar as well, where there was a complete BI solution that we implemented for Al Ahli. And similarly, we have working experience of Dubai Executive Council as well. And then we started our first commercial product. Along with the services, we saw the need in order to jump into the product market as well. So we saw a gap, an untapped market in USA for the events management, and there we launched our product called Frontline Ticketing back in 2021, and it's been a successful product so far. We will be discussing more about the product in the next slide. Similarly, there have been the next major breakthrough for us that we expanded to USA, and Sarah is physically representing us in USA. We have got our physical presence in USA in 2023. And right now we are looking to expand after this massive exposure that we got in Qatar and the opportunities we saw over there. So we are expecting that Qatar will welcome us in 2024. We are expecting to start our services and our product in Qatar very soon here. Thank you. Now, talking about the vision, our vision is to serve the technology as a digital asset for success to any organization, regardless of its size or industry. We have served in the ticketing domain, we have served the public sector, we have served the LNG, we have served the telecom, we have served the governments. So regardless of industry or regardless of the size, we have been working for the startups and we have worked for Fortune 500 company, that is UFP Industries. So regardless of the size or regardless of the industry, our vision is to serve the technology as a digital asset for the success for any organization, and that is obviously led by our solution, our slogan, that is Smart Tech, Smart Solutions. And then after landing in the Qatar, and before that obviously we were doing some R&D, research was ongoing, that what we need to present and what we work on in Qatar. The most inspiring thing I saw, we observed as a team, was Qatar's Digital Agenda 2030. When we talk about the Qatar Digital Agenda and how we can contribute to it, what are the areas very specifically that align with our services or our products where we can come in and we can contribute in the Digital Agenda of 2030. So speaking about the technology, so basically what we can do is either we can launch a product, most probably we are going to go with the product that I already mentioned about the frontline ticketing, and then establishing a services hub, like providing the modern technologies. Like we want to bring in the AI based solutions that we will be talking in detail into the market, where any e-commerce business, regardless of its size, can utilize our solution for AI automated multiple features that we will be discussing. And similarly, we have the vision which will serve Qatar Digital Agenda 2030 in order to achieve the hyper automation and then nurturing digital technologies where the AI comes in, and then we will be serving the cutting edge digital infrastructure, and that will be our contribution towards the mission. So talking about what are the services that we are already serving in the market, we have around 7 years of experience, obviously as a professional. As a company, it's been 6 years and we have served in mobile applications. Talking about the mobile applications, we have done cross-platform applications, native applications, either it comes to Android, it comes to Flutter, or even we developed applications for the tablets as well. Right? And even we developed application for Huawei store as well, where the specific requirements came from China, and we have been working on specific technologies in order to deliver the solutions where needed for the mobile applications. And then we have a vast experience or a wide range of capabilities in the data engineering, and that is there's a very famous saying. If you have been to the data field, it is said that data is the fuel of 20th century. Like previously in the 19th century, how the fuel was valued, and even now Qatar's agenda says that they want to convert their economy from LNG to knowledge-based economy. That's where what we call it, data is the fuel of 20th century. So as a motivation for us, we established our organization on the data-driven technologies. We are mostly serving in Microsoft Azure, and additionally, that's our forte, and additionally we have expertise in the GCP and AWS as well, along with on-prem solutions for data migrations, including SSIS, Informatica, or there are multiple other solutions as well we have been serving. So we got a complete skill set where our team can handle the data, end-to-end data projects, from extraction of data, from either it can be a paper-based, it can be file-based, unstructured, structured, whatever is the format of data. We will structure it and we will convert it into a proper actionable insights, and that's where we implemented our solution for Abu Dhabi Islamic International Bank, and the solution said data-driven decision making. And at the moment, we are thriving for a modern solution that will be generated by AI. Let's suppose you can prompt a question for anything on the Power BI dashboard, and the results will be generated as a visual results or the charts or the graphs on the Power BI dashboard, and you just need to ask what are the projected sales for Qatar in 2024 or 2030 something. You can just ask the questions and it will generate the AI based visual stuff. And then we have the web applications. We are having a quite vast experience in that area as well. We have done previously Munstack, main stack and lab stack, in which we have served multiple regions, including the public sector in Pakistan, where we have worked with the NAVTech, that is educational institute that helps the educational content for the technical people in order to learn and then grow in the market. And we have worked with them, and there are multiple other platforms that we develop. And even one of our own product that we developed was a web application, and then we expanded it into the mobile applications. Now, talking about our flagship product, that Aridian Technologies is an honor. So, frontline ticketing. About frontline ticketing, it started back in 2020 with an idea to tap the market in the ticketing industry or the events industry. So already in the USA market, as we have been serving since the start, we have majorly served as a global outsourcing partner, and we have been as a technology partner majorly working for US companies. We have our footprint in GCC region as well. We have served Europe, but majorly our clientele belong to USA. So after serving the region as a services company, we saw a gap for product. We were more enthusiastic, and we got a like-minded co-founder as well, where we wanted to enter the market for the ticketing industry. But it wasn't that easy, because Eventbrite, a unicorn, was already sitting in the market, because we were about to do it post-COVID, where we saw the need for online events and digital events, and then we wanted to expand the industry, into the industry. So we saw the need specifically in the Caribbean islands. These are the islands alongside with USA. So as our co-founder belonged to Caribbean islands, as he was a native, just like any Arab can understand the environment, ecosystem or infrastructure better than us, whoever is coming as a visitor or being a misfit in the region. Any local can understand the pain areas or the product requirements more better. So that's where our co-founder Sheldon Williams joined hands with us, and it was a great progress for us that we just started an application, and it was a really great success for us. And I'd like to present a journey of our product. Like when we started growing, but then just like any other startup, we started facing the failures. The first major failure that hit us was we received $100,000 chargebacks on our initial sales in the first year, and that's where we were near to bankruptcy. All our accounts were put hold as we were having the chargeback request, too many chargeback requests were hit, and our bank account was put on hold, and that's where the situation was either make it or break it. And then, if you have a vision, you have a dream, and you want to achieve it, then you have to achieve it at any cost. You must have thick skin in order to get success in your life. So that's where we didn't give up, we served, and we bootstrapped the whole thing. We kept spending the amount from our pocket, and we kept going the organizers' payments from our own pocket. We managed the amount in order to keep running the product. And then today, here you can see the stats where we stand today. After going through all those challenges, we successfully managed to have around 1.7 million unique users recorded on Google Analytics 4 for our product. And then we are aiming around 7 million projected users by 2028. And similarly, our product currently has 100,000 plus registered users on the platform, and that are actively engaged for our events and different ticketing needs. Similarly, our company has achieved $12 million sales in 3 years time span only. So believe me, it wasn't the first year that generated million, but obviously when you stay, when you deliver, and when you are committed to your passion and your dream, that gives you the results. And that's where we can see that $12 million sales are already achieved, and we are counting them more. By the end of 2024, we will be able to say what are the exact numbers, but we are expecting our sales to grow by $50 million by 2028. And then, talking about the number of tickets or the events we have conducted so far, more than 400,000 tickets are being sold on our platform by organizing 5,000 plus events on the platform in these 3 years, and we are expecting to have 2 million tickets sold by 2028 on our platform, and that's our vision that we want to achieve. And that's it from my side. Now I will leave the floor for Sarah. She can explain the product better, how it works, how we made it work and achieved all those numbers, all those stats, and how it became a success. Obviously, I was explaining the what part, what we did. Now, how we did, Sarah can explain better. Thank you.
Thank you, Waheed. Okay. So, this is a journey about frontline ticketing, where we start as a ticketing app. It was all web-based ticketing, where the organizers just go into the app, register their events, and this ticketing evolved in few years and in very comprehensive management. And ticketing platform itself designed for meeting to all the attendees, their interest and their performance, how they are doing in the market. From 2021 to 2022, we move into the complete event management, where we launch in the US market, and not only it was the app based, but we also extend it into Android and iOS presence. We also integrate all the different payment methods, including the Stripe, PayPal, and other major credit cards. And now in 2024, we aim to do it completely AI automation, including the e-commerce, fraud detection, and early payouts if there is an issue with the banking and with the users or the event manager. And there are some features that for the selling feature, which are describing that what frontline ticketing it is itself. So if you see here with a color code, so first of all, event planning, which is self-described, that is plan your event. It helps your event to be planned, and especially with the AI powered, our platform can provide advanced analytics tools to do a better event planning. And then event booking is the rest of the thing. If once your event is planned, how to book it in the market where it need to be updated. And event marketing and communication is all the analytics, the data we get it from the different vendors and different event planners. And then event administration is the one of the part that our team is doing on the admin portal and all the stuff to make sure all the payments and all the protocols has been established, including the cybersecurity, where we make sure that all the we are taking care of the GDPR or all the different PI data, so all the sensitive data is on the right place. And even finance and analysis, our last Power BI kind of a thing, where we do all the analytics work. We make sure that whatever planning we are doing and whatever data we are getting it, we are bringing some KPIs for not only for the planners, but also for the user analytics as well. Now we have a platform infrastructure. So this is a bit of technical architecture where it tells what technology we are using. So if you look here, this architecture diagram start with the frontline ticketing, the platform, and then we move forward with the Cloudflare, which goes to the API detection. So main features of this architecture, how this work or flow, we did the whole Cloudflare integration into using our AWS cloud, and also the VPN detection is one of the tool where we make sure that all the where from the data, for example, if also it will be used for the fraud detection as well. And then we are using all the AWS cloud services, including the wildcard SSL, which is very important. So basically, we integrate all the Cloudflare traffic management for the VPN detection and blocking all the suspicious activity. And this helps us ensure the users are using this platform, digital platform, with all the custom HTML APIs, URLs. And if there is any fraud detection or anything happening, so we can block the page, so make sure only the legitimate users can access the data itself for the event ticketing. And then we have SSL implementation as well to make sure that our data is being updated with all the cybersecurity protocols. And now we can go to the next slide. So how we are different, and what event ticket management is different versus the Eventbrite or something like that, what the unique points are here. So one thing is we are implementing is a chargeback protection. So chargeback protection is our, so basically our system incorporate with all the mechanism for the chargeback protection. To do, how we do it, we do a very detailed analysis on all the previous history, that how much data we have so far for all the credit history based on all the charge fraud based historical data. And there we use the data for analysis and make sure we get our chargeback protection. And then AI based marketing automation. So this technology is basically allow organize to create a very highly effective data-driven efforts, and we analyze the different engagement that come to our system, and we optimize our system or our data, and that help us increase in the campaign and maximize the reach to the different markets. Next is our anti-black market measures. So we have implemented an advanced management system to make sure that all the unauthorized ticketing are going through the QR code validation, and this is all AI-based driven analytics. So this is just a high-level AI-enabled chargeback protection. Some KPIs that we want to achieve. First is predictive analysis. Anything we get from the data, we look into the historical charts. Let's say, I will give you a small example. Let's say we have a customers different from the event base, for example. And there are a history of the chargeback protection, as Waheed mentioned as well, that how much chargeback we get initially and how we improve from 230K to the 23K only. And this is because of the predictive analysis that we implemented in our algorithms using regression model or ARIMA or something like that. Or what this does is we take the history of all the chargebacks that happen, and we apply some models in which classify our data, which is used to traffic for the specific predictive, specific chargeback. This helps us do the risk scoring as well, and these are the main KPIs that we use. And this is anti-black market measures. So these are specific measures that we use, or you can say also KPIs that we generate as well. One is that secure and traceable tickets. So these are when we say secure traceable tickets, one of the examples that I just mentioned is about the QR code. Let's say if you are trying to take a screenshot of the QR code, or if you are taking the picture and sending to your friends or family to use the same kind of QR code to go into the event ticketing. This is something we implement on our application itself for the screenshot protection from the application perspective, and also we do the AI-driven buyer analytics as well to make sure that our QR codes or our ticketing, their QR codes are traceable and cannot be used again. And this is, again, a little bit of technical implementation and some of the business-driven KPIs that we get. First is multi-platform integration. We are not limited to a specific cloud like Azure or GCP. We implemented into with different analytics, including the Meta Ads and also Google Ads as well. We use the data, and then we do some machine learning algorithms and also some AI-based NLP kind of algorithms that we implement as well to do the automation of the processes that we get from the data. What this does is that gives us the real-time optimization using that specific kind of data, and we personalize the targeting. Let's say if we are, for example, we are implementing this in Qatar, and we find out that if a specific part of Doha, there a lot of events are getting a lot of attention, but a different part of the same events, if we are happening over there, that are not getting any kind of attention. In that case, this specific thing implement, we can see what exactly is happening in that area by getting all the numbers and all the ads that are not being effective and that's being effective on other area where we have a higher sale. In that case, we implement that kind of a personalized targeting, doing some kind of a market campaign using the data and implement using our automation of AI/ML driven. This is the same that I just give you an example of data-driven marketing. We use analytics and insights of all the data we are getting, and then based on that we do the predictive campaigning. This is a layers, hierarchical layers, how we process our data. First of all, we get the sources, data source from different places like marketing data. We could have a Google Analytics. And the next step, we cleanse the data. We make sure data is cleansed and is able to be read. That's come in different format. Then let's go for the campaign automation, where we create the automated email marketing campaigns. We don't have to go to each of the like Google ads or Facebook ads or multiple places. We implement this algorithm on all of these automatically on the different domains. And then is feedback optimization, and then we create the analytic dashboard. And this is a US events market, how big it is, and also how much has been categorized in different areas. You can see MIC events are taking 40% of the event plannings and all these events. Then we have some cultural events, sports is one of the major after the entertainment. And this way, this is a specific, we get it from which data source we got it from? Yeah, we get it from the Statista, all these KPIs. And this is the value, how much value we have. In US event only is 36.2 billion, where we have the global market for event management is 86.2 billion. And then Qatar event market is 1.6, and this is the global total. And at the end, wait, you want to?
Thank you very much for a detailed walkthrough of the product, Sarah. Thank you. So I'll just summarize this one. Why we want to work in Qatar? Why we want to expand it? And then I'll leave the room for question and answer sessions for everyone. You can ask your questions specifically. You can ask us anything that you want. So specifically, or as I already mentioned, our vision is aligned with Qatar's digital agenda for 2030, where we want to jump in for hyper automation and leave it to nurturing digital technologies and then achieving the cutting edge digital infrastructure. So that's how we are aligned, and that's where we want to deliver by providing AI-based marketing solution, and then for chargebacks management solution was obviously for majorly for USA. We don't see the need here, but still the solutions are there that can be utilized, and our agenda will be to implement a complete event management solution, just like at QNCC. There are other different events happening in Qatar, and My Stripe and Q tickets are already there, but still we have the overlapping features, but still we got some unique selling points that are not already there in the market, and we would like to explore those, and we would like to establish our entity in Qatar and deliver the solutions. So thank you very much. If anyone having any questions, please you can ask. Any questions? Yeah, please.
You mentioned it in the end, but you said like My Stripe is already a player here.
Yeah.
What is that unique value that you see?
So the first of all, that thing we have already in our bucket that is not by My Stripe is mobile applications. We are already having Android and iOS in place, while the My Stripe is only a web application. And we can bring this user experience for the ease of ticketing. You would have experienced around the globe the usage of social media or any platform is around 70 to 75% on the mobile applications, while the web traffic is limited to 20-25% in the market now. So that's a major gain that we got our My Stripe. that we are providing you the mobile applications where you got your Apple Pay already integrated. You can quickly pay from there rather than going into the laptop, typing in your payment information and then doing the payments. So basically, we do the faster pay checkouts, as well as we give the comfort of at your palm. You don't need a laptop or you don't need to go to browser in order to buy a ticket. You will have more great user experience and ease of doing the booking for any events.
But I do still have to download the app, right? This is like your app or like the events app that you're creating?
It is just the events app we have. So we are a central platform for any event that is on our platform. You can buy the ticket. It could be seminars, it could be parties, it can be conferences, it can be concerts, it can be events, it can be your birthday parties, whatever you want, right? So if there are tickets, then we have a feature, a unique feature in our system. It's a SaaS solution. It's a software as a subscription.
So QNCC won't have its own app as well?
Yeah, we have that solution for, like we were doing an event and we did that in USA. That was having around, I believe, 50,000 participants for that event. I believe, so roughly, if there were, my CTO is sitting over there, so I'm just confirming the number. So around 50,000 participants were required in that event, and they wanted their customized URL. For example, you want qncc.frontline.com. So then it will be with your own branding, with your own SaaS platform, where the people will be saying the branding of QNCC rather than Frontline Ticketing. But the platform will be ours, you will be using it as a software as subscription.
As a white label person.
As a white label it will be used.
So me as a user, when I go to the App Store, I will look for AT, the app, right?
Frontline Ticketing.
Frontline.
Yeah. You will be installing FLT. We call it shortly FLT.
Okay.
So you will install it, FLT or Frontline. So then you will be able to find all the tickets over there. Then we have another categorization that could be another unique selling point, that all applications, just like on any platform you see, the drivers have different application and the users have different application. Uber or and then in food you see, or the restaurants have different application while the end users have different application. In our case, similarly, organizers have the different applications while our users are having different applications. And then there is a team management feature also in this, where you can have your check-in teams as well, that will have the mobile apps and they can just scan everyone at the check-in. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Let me now call on stage Adlytic AI.
Hello everyone, I'm fine. So my name is Shaheryar Ahmad and I am co-founder and chief operating officer of Adlytic AI. So good morning to everyone. We are really excited to introduce Adlytic AI to all of you guys. It's a platform designed to unlock the potential of data across many different sectors. And we basically provide video analytics solutions powered by AI, then wrapped by the layer of large language models / generative AI to deliver actionable insights for industries ranging from retail, sports, transportation, healthcare, and more. So from different features, including real-time customer analytics to traffic management to personalized marketing, our goal is to transform spaces into digital in a digital ecosystem.
Okay. Hi, I'm Kaleem Khan. I'm co-founder of Adlytic AI. So let's just talk about the market in numbers. So today, globally, there are more than 1 billion plus CCTV cameras, and this number is growing as the infrastructure grows. Globally, this number will keep growing, and I think the economies are moving, the countries are moving where they want to monitor everything as the security becomes really important, and also these cameras are not just for their security, but also they also help developed countries optimize their overall operations. We have the concepts of smart cities and more. And if we look at the retail stores, globally there are more than 12 million plus retail stores. And on top of that, there are more than 27 million plus online e-commerce stores. So if we look at the market, so we have these huge number of cameras, but the intelligent cameras are only 20% of those. That means we have roughly 800 million cameras that are storing the footage. So we are gathering, storing a lot of footage that always goes unseen. So it's a data, and a lot can be extracted from this data. So moving forward further, these video analytics market. So if you look at the size of the market currently, which is like it at very initial stages at this point, it's a 20 billion market, and the e-commerce data analytics market is also 30 billion market. And in the next 5 years, we see huge growth in both of these markets. And today we have more than 2 billion plus online shoppers. And this number is also growing, which is roughly 30 to 33% of the global population. Moving further, so as I explained the problem, so let's look at what kind of solution we have today. So today, there are companies that are producing these sensors. So every organization or every company that wants to have this intelligence, they will have to purchase that custom hardware, and then they have to install it, and then they will have to buy features on top of it. So, and when we started, this was happening in the market. For example, if you take example of retail stores, there were footfall counters. They would come, they will install it, and they would monitor. So they have a range, different ranges of footfall counters, and that's it. That was the analytics in retail stores. So we identified this, and we realized if you look at e-commerce sites, we have Google Analytics. So every retailer on their online store, they know how many visitors came in, where they clicked, which areas they explored. So there's in-depth data there. But if you look at the physical stores, they only know how many people came in by using those footfall counters. And that's when we realized all these retailers have installed cameras, because it's a regulation that you must have cameras installed covering the full store area, be it shopping mall, be it a large store, small store. So that's a requirement. So we thought, why don't we just use these cameras which are already there, we don't want to install anything, and add a software layer on top of it. So we stream it, the camera footage, to the cloud, process it there in a secure environment, and then extract analytics from there. And we started with that concept. We introduced it in the market, and they were very happy, because now they don't have to buy custom hardware, they don't have to install it, they don't have to go through that construction sort of scenario. So they very happily adapted, they worked with us, we learned a lot from our customers, and that's how we started. So as I explained, also the hassle was not only the problem, but another problem was the accuracy of those solutions. So those sensors, if you walk, like if 5 people are walking, it might count them as 3 or 1 depending on how fast they move, because it's a sensor just tracking the movement. Whereas in video, when you have the vision and looking at the advancements in these computer vision CNN models today, we can track every movement, every person individually, and not just the movement, we can track a lot more than that. So, as a company, Adlytic specializes in retail analytics, but we have been using the same technology across different industries. Today, our focused, the focused products that we are selling in the market, we have SportsEye, which is real-time analytics system for broadcast streams. So the same problem. We have the streams coming from sports. We don't want to install hardware in the stadiums. We don't want to basically acquire the footage that is within the different football clubs, for example, or sports teams, companies. We want to use the broadcast stream. So what you see on the TV, we want to introduce our analytics on top of that. Then we have Adlytic stores, which I just explained. And then we have security. So the same cameras can be used for security surveillance as well. And then we have Traffic, which is again use of cameras for smart cities, better traffic planning, traffic surveys, maybe traffic management as well. And then recently we came up with this Store GPT product that complements our Adlytic Stores product, where we not only serve the analytics, but on top of that we also generate insights, actionable insights, reports for different stakeholders. So a data can mean different to different stakeholders. So the same data will be seen and understood by a marketing person differently than an operations guy, and then a store manager, and maybe then a decision maker. So that's why our Store GPT generates custom reports for each of these stakeholders. And also Store GPT is also integrated with their online data, their marketing data. So based on the physical stores data, online store data, their marketing campaigns, now we also estimate the ROI of their campaigns and generate custom content for them. For example, if their audience is between 20 to 30, then we will generate content accordingly. If their audience is Gen Z, we will generate the content accordingly. And it becomes end-to-end solution that extracts the data, analyzes it, and also basically solves most of the problems like operations, predictive modeling, content generation, marketing strategies. So I'll start with sports eye. So what you see here is, so on one side you have basketball, and on the other side you have football or soccer. So this is the footage that we get on the TV broadcast stream. So we process it, we track every player, we track the ball, we track the field. So I think the IP there is how we estimate just from the broadcast stream, from this field view, where each player is on the field, respective coordinates. So as you see, we only see part of the field, and sometimes it zooms in, zoomed out. But what you see here is we're able to still track it, and we know every action that is happening. So this data can be very useful for clubs. It is also useful for betting companies. It is also very useful for scouting companies to study the players. And if you just come from the top club level, university level, maybe local youth clubs level, so they can also use it. This is very simple technology. You just have the camera covering your field, and you plug it to our cloud solution, and there you go, you will be able to track everything. And today we are the only company that is doing it real time. So we recently did it with Lusail Club in Qatar. We have a report that I can also show you maybe at the end of the presentation. So we did one match complete report, and that report means a lot to anyone that understands sports data. So Shaheryar will explain this second product, Adlytic.
So Adlytic evolved from a simple vehicle classification model to an advanced transportation management system today, as we worked our way through the feedback provided by the customers. And today the different variations of the product are deployed in Turkey, Tunisia, USA, and Saudi Arabia. So the core features of the product can be defined as directional vehicle classification, vehicle color detection, vehicle speed detection, and traffic violation rules. So these are a few of the core features. And recently we have developed a specific use case which is being deployed across the 70 different drive-through restaurants, which is a smart drive-through concept, where we provide actionable insights to the restaurants about their drive-throughs, that what is the average service time, what is the average waiting time for the cars, and through these actionable insights they can immensely increase their operational efficiency of these drive-throughs and customer care. Moving forward, we have Adlytic Security. Adlytic Security is a smart security and surveillance product. So as it is a sensitive area, we collaborate with physical security providers to enhance their capabilities, this product complements their physical security providings. So we have partnered with the Pakistan Army to develop this product, and a few of the core features of this product would be intrusion detection, unauthorized detection, weapon detection, guard presence, absence. So there are few companies which provide physical security companies as they provide guards. For example, we are working with one of the organizations in Pakistan which is called Fauji Foundation, and a lot of our Pakistani colleagues would know about them. They have more than 25,000 physical security guards which they have deployed across different organizations. So one of their challenges was that they didn't know that how much of the time the guard is present on the site or not. So this is one of the major challenges which we have solved for them.
Okay, so now I will move back to Adlytic stores, which is our flagship product. So we'll explain it in detail. So again, I already explained the concept. We start from the cameras that are installed, and then we monitor customers, areas, and then we integrate this data with their point of sale system. We integrate this data with their marketing data, their online stores data, and then we generate analytics. So this is how it works. So we start from the cameras. So we have cameras and we apply computer vision on top of it. So through video analytics, we get insights. Some of the insights, the age, gender, their attributes like what they are wearing, modern dress, whether they are wearing sunglasses, wearing a hat, they are carrying a backpack. So very detailed attributes about the person. And then their heat map, their journey, their interaction with products, staff, their movements. So we try to monitor everything. And then on the other hand, we have data coming from their existing data. So these retail stores, retailers already have the point of sales data, they already have online store data. And then we integrate and both these data streams, and we apply data analytics on top of it. And so we call this step first extraction and integration. And I think at the core of it is data analytics. Then we move to the second step, which is visualization, where we have the dashboard, which is full of actionable insights, data points. Imagine if you have 500 stores and there is one centralized dashboard where you get to see everything, what's happening, why sales dropped today, how many kids walked into the store today, what was the percentage of male versus female customers today, last week, last month, last year, and what was the month-on-month growth or week-on-week growth. Then which of the areas of the stores are dead zones where no one is going, and why the products are not the products that are placed in those areas, what is their trend. So what do you need to change in order to do that? So what do you need to do? The recommendations, these are coming from retailers, so we work with them. So we are a technology company, but doing it like for last 3 years, we have also become sort of a retail company where we have acquired a lot of knowledge, like how a store operates and what are the do's and what this action should be taken to improve it, to increase the full utilization, to increase the utilization of a store. And after that, so this was the product like 1 year ago, but with the LLMs and GenAI, now we have a third step called generation, and that's where we generate custom reports and also marketing strategies and content. And that is where also Store GPT comes in. So if you look at the like why anyone cannot do this, what's the barrier? So I think it's the technology open to everyone, but I think we have some natural advantages, and also I think because we have been very focused and dedicated, so we developed everything in-house. Normally today companies use online models which are paid, so you cannot control the cost. It grows exponentially if you are paying for the IP. So we don't for the IP, we develop the IP in-house. We have 20 plus computer vision models that are trained on our data, and we have acquired this data by working with hundreds and thousands of customers in these stores. And we have taken permission from our customers to use this data to improve our models, and they happily obliged. Then we are licensing this technology already to USA companies, and this has gone through more than 1 year of vetting by USA companies on consumer privacy laws, GDPR, security, data stream, video stream security. So I think on that part we are covered now. And the company that we're working is called Lexmark, and I think they are a huge player in retail. Their annual revenue is in billions. So they are now selling our technology as a partners in North American region. And another barrier is whenever you go to a new country or new region, the same model that might be working in Asia or Europe will not work there, because things will change. People wear different clothes, people would look different, the store layouts would be different. So you also have to optimize according to your regions, and that's what we have done. We started from Asia, we moved to GCC, we moved to USA, so we have been constantly optimizing the technology according to specific needs of regions. Then we are part of NVIDIA Inception program, and that's where we have worked a lot of cost reduction. Initially, it was very difficult to process so many cameras on cloud and still be able to compete on price. And that's where we work with NVIDIA. We use deep stream and latest advancements in deep stream, where we have reduced our cost by almost 8x, and now we can process 25 to 30 cameras in the same price that we used to do maybe 5 cameras previously. And we have developed this with the customers, so all that knowledge is also coming from the industry. And also now we have LLM reports, which is sort of, it's like having a personal retail expert monitoring your stores all the times. So these are some of the advantages that we have today. So this is a very high level architecture. We have cameras, it goes through secure transmission and some security layers to AWS cloud. We are also using Google Cloud now. And that's where the brain lies. We have all the AI models, all the data analysis, and then data gets processed, it gets pushed to the backend server. And from there, it goes to different channels, to dashboards, to reports generation, and to emails, and maybe alerts, depending on which product feature we're talking about. So one thing is the deployment. So when we started, we were very slow. So if we got an order of like 10, 15 stores, it would take us weeks to deploy those stores. And that was like, it was very difficult time because we wanted to scale, we wanted to deploy in hundreds and thousands of stores. And that's why we optimize our capabilities first to integrate. Second, we advance our capabilities to introduce cloud and to be able to integrate with any type of camera, whether it's DVR, NVR, IP camera, doesn't matter, we want to integrate with any camera. We don't want to say no to any type of camera, because some customers have cameras that were installed 20 years ago, some deployed like 5 years ago. So we want to be able to serve everyone. So that's where we work. We created custom pipelines for integration, and now it's a plug-and-play solution. Today we can deploy any store in the world, if the luck is on our side, maybe under 5 minutes. And this is on the security side. Like, I'm not a security person, but we have done all of this, and we had to go through this checklist while working with USA companies. So they gave us this checklist. We had to comply with everything written here, so that this technology can be licensed in USA and can be used in Europe as well. So I'll quickly go through general use cases, like which are the most in demand in terms of features, not the values but the features. So total footfall, how many people are coming in and coming out. I think it's the most in demand feature, because people just want to know what was the footfall of a store. Then floor-wise stepping. So some stores are big; they have multiple levels, like first floor, second floor. So we also tell them, okay, if 100 people came to your store, maybe 60 went to second floor, maybe 40 or 10 went to third floor, and how many times they made those visits. Then we have like demographics, where we calculate the age, which is in groups like child, teen, adult, elderly. We can also predict age, but we categorize it in groups because that makes more sense. And also the gender. Then this is shopper profiling, where we get like their gender, age, height, weight, clothing size. So these are the predictions. These are not very accurate, precise, but they are mostly give you overall trend, what kind of audience is coming to the stores. And then also we do like groups of people, couples, families, children, tourists, pets, all these things we also give this data. And there is something, a concept called group footfall, which is very important, that sensors cannot do. So sometimes people come in groups, like 4 people are coming. So this is like probably they will have the same one invoice. So when you do the conversion rate, that you will count that group as one to have an accurate conversion rate. But with the sensors, you will count them as 4 or 3, whatever the accuracy may be. So that conversion rate is also, I think, if you do it this way only, then you can have the actual numbers. Then more on shopper profiling, we do clothing and shoes parameters like type, fabric, style. Again, these are the models that we have trained it on our data, and these are very accurate today. Then we can also search in comparison, like across the stores. We can also track glasses, bags, backpacks, and also other items like drinks, food, like what kind of things they are holding, and then hairstyles and makeup as well. This is floor-wise heat map, so the intensity in the heat map tells you the time people spent and also the number of visits were made to a particular area. So we can easily track the popular areas, dead areas in a store. And then area-wise dwell time, so we digitize the store. So you can click anywhere on your store. So on our dashboard, you will see your store as a 3D, 2D image, and you can click anywhere and you can get these analytics. Like, okay, in this area, you can maybe select that area and you can get all these analytics in that area. So it's on your fingertips. You can see how many people came in this area, how much time on average they spent in this area, how many products they interacted with, all these things. And then area-wise traffic, like in each area, how many visits were made by customers. And then we do the conversion rate and sales KPIs by integration with POS systems. So if we just highlight the value that we provide, so it's the increasing sales and conversions, because now we are making data-driven decisions. Operational efficiency and automation, you can optimize your staff, you can actually save cost by allocating staff, by getting the trends. So normally stores deploy, okay, we will deploy 6 people in this store. But I think the best way is make data-driven decisions. Maybe you will deploy 2 in the morning when there are less people, maybe deploy 10 in those peak hours, and maybe deploy again 3 in the dead. So how you get it? By reading the trend again and again. And how you can get this trend? By getting this data, what's happening inside the store. Then better store layout is important. So we optimize the store layout. Normally there are some practices that are followed in retail, how you want to design your layout of the retail store. But those are again the best practices. But different people behave differently, and different stores have success or failure with the store layout. But if you are monitoring the data, if you're monitoring the data, then you can make better decisions. And also we help in marketing strategies. If you look at the competition, I already talked about it. We are plug-and-play, cloud-based. We are focused on retail with this product, and we also focus a lot on GenAI reports. I already talked about the market size. So business model is simple. We charge per camera per month. If it's a cloud deployment, some customers still prefer on-premises deployments, and that is $10 to $15 per camera per month. If we talk about the traction, so currently our ARR is 200K USD. We are deployed 3,500 plus cameras, but we already have contracts that we're still deploying, and that number would grow substantially in coming 6 months. And we're currently conducting 20 plus POCs with B2B customers that can add at least 2,000 to 2,500 more stores. That would equal to maybe, we're talking about roughly 4,000 to 5,000 more cameras deployments. We are a funded startup. So this is the team. We have experience of retail, we have experience of product development, we have done this before. So most of us are 1 or 2 time ex-founders. So we are doing it strategically, and so far it's going pretty good. So these are some of the achievements that we have. So we raised $250,000 in VC funding. We are part of Google for Startups program, which is highly competitive. We are part of NVIDIA Inception program. We just won Google for Startups competition, where we won it in AI and GenAI category, and there were more than 800 startups that participated in this competition. We were in top 3 startups in Takeoff Pakistan. We were finalists in OpenCV AI competition organized by OpenCV, Microsoft and Intel. And we recently won HBL Basha ICT Awards, which is like, it's not just for startups, for all the organizations in the country. So this time around 1,200 participated. Actually, okay, maybe I don't have that slide here, but I just came here from Lahore, Islamabad.
I have 3 points to ask Ahmad. First, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, the first point was regarding the accuracy. In one of your slides, you mentioned that you have 90 to 98% accuracy. When it comes to security and traffic control, the 10% difference is dangerous. So I don't know how do you deal with this. Second point, shall I go to the second point and third? Or do you like to answer?
Yeah, maybe
okay.
Second, I can answer, otherwise I forget it.
Okay.
Yeah. So first point, I think the number that is reported, it's for the retail product, store product. On average in the traffic, different features can have different accuracy. So for example, if you're counting vehicles, we have to be 98 plus. Otherwise, it becomes a bit difficult to estimate properly. So on counting, we are 98% plus accuracy. But if you would talk about the classification of vehicle, then it drops to around 92%. If you talk about the make and model of vehicle, it drops down to 87%. So different features can have different accuracies. So this is average accuracy reported across all features for the store retail product, not the traffic one.
Yes. So it is, because it is important to.
Yeah.
The second point, it's great that you have like a system which will not require to install hardware. It will use the current hardware. But when it comes to the resolution or the quality of the cameras that will be used, do you have some sort of like a requirement, it should not be less than this or not, because maybe they are very old or maybe cheap cameras or whatever. So how do you deal with this?
So we definitely have a requirement. So we actually have a dimensions, pixel dimensions. If you're below that, then we do not promise these results that we have. But you can still use the product, but then we basically advise you to change your cameras because only then we take responsibility for the accuracies that we reported. And that resolution is very low, like it's even lower than 500 by some X pixels. So it's already, like, I don't think we have ever run into this
I
scenario?
think anything above 1 megapixel should work, and most of the cameras which we come across, this is the minimum requirement.
I think it was only one time we had to
Yeah.
like advise them to change the cameras, otherwise it has worked so far.
Okay, third point, maybe the last. When it comes to content generation, you are using generative AI, to me,
Yeah.
it seems. And because it is known that generative AI still like hallucinate and gives wrong results sometimes. And when it comes to reporting, it is also very critical.
Yeah.
So how do you deal with this? How to make sure that the results will be as accurate as possible? Because, I mean, whatever business, it will use this data to build, to make decisions. And those decisions should be accurate, based on accurate content generated by the AI. How do you deal with this problem?
Very good question, and customers also ask the same question. So if you look at the pipeline, so our accuracy is not, so generative AI is generating the reports on top of the already extracted results. So the results are coming from our data analysis. So generative AI is, I think, a very nice way of explaining those results. So rather than throwing numbers at customers, we actually give them the data in the format that they understand well. So generative AI is the presentation layer from the already extracted results. On the contrary, if you come to the content generation side, where we are generating marketing content, yes, that's where hallucinations happen, and that's why the content does not go directly on their platform like social media. So it is always monitored
By a human.
by a human before it is published.
Okay, thank you very much.
Assalamu alaikum. I just have one question about if this system work inside the airport to load the faces, so we can track one passenger to the gate, from the gate.
Okay, so this is like we have thought about a lot about this. People ask us about returning customers, like how many returning customers. So due to some regulations, we do not process the faces, because that's where we will have to store data about your face. Because in order to match your face against, even if I don't store your face, I will have to store at least embeddings of your face, which is also I am storing your personal data now. So far we are not doing that because we have to be compliant with GDPR, consumer privacy. And we don't, I think there are some regions where the regulations are less strict, but in Europe they are very strict. And I think we just want to have the same level. Even if there is flexibility in the region, we just want to be careful, extra careful. So that's why we don't do any face matching, tracking, facial recognition at this point.
Okay, and what about this passenger or this person, if he has pressure or he's have a fearless?
You mean if they?
So they have the data.
I guess
Okay, I will give you the data, and can you customize this system for recognize the people and how is feeling for the security?
Yep. So this is called nervous behavior, or maybe emotion analysis from the facial features. This can be done. We have actually done this in a retail setting already to understand customers' sentiments, their behavior, their emotions. We have done this. So this can be done. The other thing you mentioned, that can also be done, but then it has to be within your setting. So you will have to take responsibility. So if you are part of the authority within the airport and you want to monitor which person is going from which gate to which gate, now it's your data.
Okay.
It can be done. We can deploy this feature then, but we cannot deploy it on scale on cloud, like anyone can use this. We don't want to do that.
Okay, and the last question.
Yeah.
So this data can be inside the system for how long?
For, I think, as long as you want.
Okay.
You're talking about the data that we produce or the video footage?
With my foot.
With footage?
Yeah.
We don't store the footage. So it's like The footage goes into our system, it gets processed, we get the data, and we discard the footage. We don't store footage.
Okay. Thank you.
You can store our ID. You can store our ID about the face number.
So
Definitely we can, but we don't.
We do it in the security product. We do save the video footage in the security product, but that is only specific to that.
Yeah, when some intrusion happens, so we have to store the evidence.
Because sometimes we have to go back to this date on this month, so I will not find the data, right?
No, we tag it. We can tell you, like, look for this footage, this minute, this second. We tell you, but we won't have the footage, so you can reference it automatically.
Hello, hi. First of all, thank you for this wonderful presentation. I have a quick question for you, which is, I came a little bit late, so maybe you answered that question, but I need to clarify this. Can you, through your system, can we build a 3D model for a building? So, for example, there's some companies, they would like to locate their employees in the building. Can we do this through your system or not?
Yeah, I think as we're talking, currently we're working on a new concept called Adlytic spaces. And this product is going to be for expos, for facilities like this one, and for offices maybe, and that will create a digital footprint of your whole environment. So from just like from one screen, you will be able to monitor, okay, how many seats are available in this conference hall.
I mean, if I have employee, I would like to know where is he now in the building.
Oh, employee tracking, yeah, that will be part, again, that will also be part of that spaces system.
Same culture, I think. The same culture.
Yeah, but again, that is a new concept and that will be within your organization. Yes, we will be tracking people as well.
But here, through your system, it will, you will install your cameras only, or you need to have special treatment to do the building?
Because we haven't tested the concept yet, right now our efforts are to again do it with the same concept, already existing infrastructure, but there have been some discussions on, especially for this feature where we want to track the employees. I think some additional hardware might be required to achieve the desired accuracy, but so far we are trying with the existing cameras. And I think we already do this. For example, in retail store, we do it with the staff tracking, but sometimes, most of the time, they have a unique uniform, so it's very easy to track them. We work with a store where they didn't have a uniform. They wanted us to do it. So we tried doing with the existing cameras, but the results were not, they were not satisfactory. So we had to change our strategy. So we asked them to use tags. So they gave tags to like a number, like a jersey number, small tag to each employee. We were able to do that way. So that's why we are still thinking in your scenario, we might use tags, but maybe if it's of corporate employees, they don't want to be tagged with an ID, right? It doesn't feel good for the culture, and that's why we might have to install extra hardware.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, speakers. We have 2 more startups to be featured tomorrow, same place and same time at 11 o'clock, and 1 more on Thursday. Thank you so much for the very good engagement, so feel free to join us for lunch.